Good morning to all of you. The title of today's lecture is PDV work or moving boundary work. In this video lecture, the following points will be covered. The first, general derivation of PDV work or moving boundary work. The second, quasi-equilibrium process. Third, derivation of PDV work for following processes. Number 1, isobaric process. Number 2, isochoric process. Number 3, isothermal process. Number 4, polytropic process. Number 5, adiabatic process. Now the moving boundary work, as we know that the work associated with the moving boundary is called moving boundary work or simply boundary work. The moving boundary work is the primary form of work involved in automobile engines. Now, in these two diagrams, the piston has been changed its position by a small distance, differential distance ds, during which the gas will exert the force on this piston, so it will be displaced by ds. So differential amount of work is done by this gas, so that is delta wb, uh, and the formula for this is work is equal to force into distance. Since this force is expressed in terms of pressure and area, that is F is equal to P into A. Here again the A means cross section area of the piston, and this ds means the small change in displacement, that is equal to A into ds is dV. So we can find out the expression for delta WB means boundary work, differential boundary work, and the total boundary work is integration of delta WB, that is integration of PdV. We can find out the condition for using F is equal to PA is that the process should be quasi-equilibrium process. So this is important, that you have to remember this equation is only applicable when the process is quasi-equilibrium process. So what do you mean by the quasi-equilibrium process? So that I will try to explain with the help of these two diagrams. What is quasi-equilibrium process? A process during which the system remains nearly in equilibrium at all times is called quasi-equilibrium process, and it is also called as a quasi-static process. Quasi means almost, static process, quasi-static process. Okay. So in the first diagram, this let us consider the cylinder which contains the gas at state 1. The pressure is P1 and the volume is V1. So this cylinder is consist of the gas at state 1, that is pressure is P1 and volume is V1, and the piston is considered here, that mass of the piston is mp. Next, the total weight of these two masses, here two masses is represented by two colors, red color mass and the yellow color mass. The total weight of this is W1. Now this is the state 1. Under the state 1, this state 1 can be represented on the PV plane by this point. So this point is the pressure P1 and the volume is V1, that is a state 1. This system is under equilibrium condition. So there are two forces acting on it. Here prior to that, the P0 is the atmospheric pressure. So if you draw the free body diagram of this piston and the weight, so how many forces are exerted in downward directions? So first force, that is the weight of the piston, mp into g. Second force, that is weight of this W1. Then third force, that is the gas, that is atmospheric air, will exert the force, that is pressure into cross section area of the piston. So P0 into A is the force exerted by the atmospheric air in downward direction. So all these three forces is called as a resistance force. So that resistance force at state 1 will be acting in which direction? That will be acting in downward direction, and this force will be balanced by the gas force, which will be acting in upward directions. So the system is in under equilibrium condition. Now the yellow color mass has been taken out. So if you imagine that yellow color mass has been taken out, the only mass remaining will be the red color mass that is shown here. And when this the total weight of this mass, red color mass, will be W2, which is less than W1 since mass has been decreased here. Now the system has been changed to state 2 by changing its position from this state to this state after displacing the piston by small uh, displacement, that is ds, is represented here. Now this under the equilibrium condition, the condition state 1 is under equilibrium condition, the state 2 is also under equilibrium conditions after removing the yellow color mass. Now under the steady conditions, under the equilibrium condition, resistance force is equal to the gas force, that is equal to P into A. Means the downward force and the upward force, they are equal. At state 2, okay, this at state 2, this can be represented on the PV plane like this. So the piston has been chased by small distance ds. So this ds into cross section area, that gives us the change in volume. So small volume has been changed here. So that is represented on the PV plane. So this is state 1 and this is state 2. These two states are under equilibrium condition. Under state 2 also, the force balance will be done as we have done for the state 1, and this total resistance force is acting in downward directions. So that is represented by like this arrowhead that will represent it, and this will be balanced by the gas forces. So under this equilibrium condition, so delta wb, the force into distance, that is F into ds, as from the basic formula. So we can write down this under the equilibrium condition. We can write down the F is equal to Pa. Otherwise, for the non-equilibrium condition, we cannot write down the F is equal to Pa. So that is very important. So we can write down P into A into ds means dV. So this is how we can consider the quasi-equilibrium process. So for the sake of explanation, I have considered only two mass. If the process is to be executed from initial state to the final state, we will consider the n number of masses, each of small masses, n number of masses, it could be 100 or 200 masses can be considered, and at one time one mass will be removed, and then again it reaches to the next state, that is the equilibrium state. So during this process, the system is under equilibrium condition. That condition will be satisfied if you follow this process during if you follow this procedure for executing the quasi-equilibrium process. So I hope you understood this quasi-equilibrium process. Now the area under the curve represents the boundary work. So if the expansion process that is represented here, so this small change in volume is considered on the x-axis, and this y-axis that will be represented by the pressure. So this is the area that represents P into dV, that is small area. If you integrate this area over this point, or this process 1 to 2, that is process path 1 to 2, so dA, that is equal to PdV. So that is nothing but this is the boundary work, PdV work. So what is the conclusion? That the area under the process curve on a PV diagram represents the boundary work, because this PdV represents the total boundary work integration of this. Okay. Next, the boundary work depends upon the path follows. So we'll consider the three diagrams. The first diagram, the system has been undergone the process A via path this one A2. The work done during this process is 10 kilojoules. Now the system has been undergone through the from state 1 to state 2 via process B. So the area below this diagram is less than this area. so definitely the work is also less, that is equal to 8 kilojoules. Now if the same states, the same between the same states, if the process followed is along this C path, the area is less and work is also less, that is equal to 5 kilojoules. In short, the boundary work done during a process depends upon the path followed. Okay, the type of processes during moving boundary work. So which are the process can be considered? The process executed will maybe isobaric process, that is P is equal to constant. Then isochoric process, V is equal to constant. Isothermal process, that is PV is equal to constant. Then polytrophic process, PV raised to N is equal to constant. And adiabatic process, PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. So we'll try to find out the derivation for the PDV work for different processes. So first is the PDV work for the isobaric process. As the name itself implies that, so P is equal to constant. So the system undergoes through by the process P is equal to constant and it reaches the state 2. Okay, so now as the from the formula of PDV work, delta W is equal to PDV small differential work, W is equal to integration of delta W by, is since P is equal to constant, so we can take out the integration. By doing the integration we'll get W is equal to P V2 minus V1. Okay, now next is the PDV work for isochoric process. Isochoric process means constant volume process. So this is the heating process 1 to 2 and the reverse will be the cooling process if the direction will be in downward direction. Now during this again we'll use the basic formula, then W is equal to integration of delta W and since V is equal to constant, dV is equal to 0, W is equal to 0 means during isochoric process volume is constant, so there is no change of boundary, so work done is equal to 0. So the PDV work for isothermal process, for isothermal process PV is equal to constant, so now we can replace this P is equal to C by V. So this P is replaced by C by V from this equation. Now by integrating this we'll get this two expression. So that is W is equal to P1 V1 log V2 by V1 or P2 V2 log P1 by P2, since P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So these are the expression for the PDV work for isothermal process. Now for the polytrophic process is a general process. So we can write down the equation that the PV raised to N is equal to constant, P is equal to C into V raised to minus N, WB is equal to integration of PDV. By keeping this value, by doing the integration, we'll get this expression, that is P2 V2 minus P1 V1 upon 1 minus N. Since C is equal to this P1 V1 raised to N is equal to P2 V2 raised to N, for an ideal gas PV is equal to MRT. By keeping this in this equation, PV is equal to, that is MRT. So in terms of temperature we can write down the total boundary work, provided that N should not be equal to 1. For special case N is equal to 1, again we can obtain, this is for the isothermal work, so we'll get the same expression which we have derived already in the previous case. This now in for the adiabatic process, the PDV work, that expression is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. For adiabatic process, this is the equation. The derivation for PDV work for adiabatic process is similar to polytrophic process. The only change in derivation is replacing N by gamma, that is N equal to gamma. The same steps which I have followed here, that is WB is equal to this, and just replace the N by gamma, we will get this boundary work P2 V2 minus P1 V1 upon 1 minus gamma. Now we want to represent all these processes on the PV plane simultaneously. At a glance you will came to know the if the process is followed by different process, how much work we can obtain more or less. So we can predict that. Okay. Now if let us consider this first process PV raised to n is equal to constant. This is general. If we put n is equal to 0, n is equal to 0 in this equation, so V raised to 0 is 1. That is P is equal to constant. Then we'll get P is equal to constant. That is the process is isobaric process. So when n is equal to 0, it is isobaric process. The process is represented by 1 to 2. Now if V raised to n is equal to constant, if n is very large as compared to the P, so P is very less V raised to n, then V is equal to constant, we can consider that is process is isochoric process. So that is represented here. Okay, volume is constant. Now if the PV raised to n is equal to constant, if n is equal to 1, so this will be the path, that is isothermal process. Okay, now if it is a reversible adiabatic process, that is adiabatic process, n is replaced by gamma, then this during adiabatic process q is equal to 0. Okay, now we can find out, we can predict if the process is followed, if the system is undergoes by different processes, we will get the different type of the work with the help of this diagram. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you.